It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, basketball fans. I'm Ernie Johnson, welcoming you to 2K Sports. I'm here with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Tonight, we'll be watching the Orlando Magic playing against the Detroit Pistons. And guys, for the Pistons, they managed to take Game 1 of the season series against this team, looking to seal their series advantage with a win tonight. And now around the halfway point, the novelty of the new season has died down, and we're still a long way from the playoffs. Shaq, how do the players maintain focus through this stretch? How do you maintain focus?
Well,
Have you maintained focus?
Easy. You're a pro, Ernie. Do your job. That's your job.
There you go.
You know, and not only that, you got to be a real competitor. You got to want to compete.
Yeah, good coaching, and the veterans can help you through this, because the veterans have been here before. They can kind of lead you and guide you.
Do you feel focused right now?
Not at all.
No. Do you feel focused right now?
Never.
Well, that makes three of us. Here's Kevin Harlan. He's always focused.
It's an all-Eastern Conference matchup in today's game as the Pistons come into town for this one. Happy holidays, everyone, from all of us at 2K Sports. And do we have a present for you today? Alongside Greg Anthony and Steve Smith with David Aldridge on the sideline, this is Kevin Harlan. Thrilled to be back in Orlando, the Magic ready for that home court advantage. With more or less half of the NBA season in the books, things have not been going their way.
It's always fun at home, Kev. I mean, home sweet home is what I like to call it. But you know what? They've got a tough visitor in the house tonight. And just because they are at home doesn't mean a win is going to be automatic. They've got their work cut out for them against this opponent.
And a look at the starters for the Pistons. We've got Johnson. Griffin is out there with Andre Drummond. And there's Jackson. And it's Kennard in at the 2 spot.
And you look at the post-up bangers who don't block shots at a high level. More and more we're seeing teams
relegate them to that 6-man role off the bench. It'll be interesting to see how that affects a guy like Vucevic, who fits that description.
In attack mode inside, the best of Drummond comes out when he's being decisive.
Now Augustine. To the wing on the left. Vucevic against Drummond, and the whistle blows, so a chance here for a three-point play.
He turned on the Jets. As soon as he got that screen, they went right to the hole. Great decision-making there.
And since Dwight Howard back in 2012, the rebuild effort just has languished here in Orlando, unable really to draft any superstar talent. And last season, trades for veteran talent didn't really move the needle either.
And Vucevic, no good on that one. And Greg, when you look at the Magic, do you see a plan or a roadmap here?
Well, you look at that trade for Serge Ibaka going into last season, and that was probably a sign that ownership was growing impatient. They wanted to cash in their chips and really go for it. And now they might need a rebuild from that rebuild.
You're right. Ross kicks to Fournier, picked by Vucevic. And it's sent back by Drummond.
The obvious intimidation factor of Andre. That's 280 pounds flying after your shot.
They get it back. That one drops for him. Fournier's got 5 points so far.
Having a good, efficient start to this game offensively. Let's see if he can keep it going.
And stolen by Gordon. And Augustine kicks to Gordon. And good. Coming in on the assist by DJ Augustine. The Pistons have gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Jackson kicks to Johnson. Picked by Griffin. There's the pick. Shoots a 3. The shot will not fall. And Orlando the other way now. They're moving on after the tough loss they took at the hands of Miami.
And that can happen on the road. You can get a little bit tight, and often it really shows itself at the free throw line.
And as the visiting team, you're already behind the 8 ball. Can't afford to give up opportunities like that. Blake took off like a rocket on that alley-oop. Woo!
Great way to see the alley-oop. That replay courtesy of Under Armour. Another Unleash Chaos moment. Picked by Vucevic. Outside Gordon. To the wing right side. Augustine, no luck. Pistons trail by 3. Here's Jackson. Here's Drummond. That shot off the mark. Gordon with the defensive effort. Orlando, they've gone 50% from the field to this point, 4 of 8. Ross kicks to Augustine. Count that bucket.
Great vision there from Ross to find the open man.
For Orlando, they have shot just 1 free throw, missing that one earlier.
And typically a strength of theirs, 79% on the season.
John Lure, he's checked in for Blake Griffin. And Augustine, no good on that one. Hey, Smitty, when you get this far into the season, we see more teams having to deal with the occasional back-to-back game. Just how hard is it to play 2 nights in a row?
It's extremely hard. You have to be on top of your game, like you say, and for night in and night out for a back-to-back. And what makes it also hard is the opponent and also the amount of travel. Sometimes you're getting in at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, and you got to turn around and play again. You just haven't been enough time to recover. That's when you have a deep roster, those guys can help.
People don't realize back in the day there were 4 and 5 days, 5 and 7 days, and those were tough.
Those were extremely tough.
You can see there the defender allows himself to get picked.
You know, it's all about effort. Sometimes you're going to get hit on hard screens. You just have to fight through them.
Now here is Augustine. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 7.5 points a game.
Well, you have to like their work on the boards, Kevin, particularly here to start the game.
Woo, that's the one when you watch the film back, he's going to cringe. He couldn't ask for a better opportunity.
Ross. Detroit with the rebound. Drummond's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. There's the pass to Jackson. And Drummond throws it down.
You have to block out better than that. Drummond, one of the best in the league at converting off the glass.
And David Aldridge spoke with Stan Van Gundy. David?
Well, Kevin, he said they'll try to take advantage of their athleticism and explosiveness. They'll try to drive the lane and finish. In fact, he told me that's what the fans come to see, and that's one of our strengths. So, no question, we want to get to the rack as often as possible. No surprises tonight, Kevin. Back to you.
Thanks, David. And Stanley Johnson, the youngster out of Arizona, grew up in Los Angeles, where he was the high school player of the year. You know, Steve, he hasn't had the easiest time adjusting to the NBA, but he certainly has room to improve, and right now the offense just isn't there for him.
You know, the question is, people are saying, is time ticking away for Stanley to prove that he's a rotation player? He's kind of predictable on offense. People pushes him to go right because he only goes right. Just hasn't developed the way the team was hoping for.
Gordon with the screen for Augustine. Shot to stop the run. Good work there as it goes. Gordon's got his 2nd basket of the night.
This is where it's important to have guys looking for opportunities. Terrific lead pass.
Here's Kennard. He's averaging just around 8.5 points a game. Outside Jackson. Johnson outside. Rebounded by Vucevic.
Can't finish. And defensively, nice job of altering the shot without fouling.
Stolen by Lure. Jackson has the open look. That 3 off the mark. The Magic trail by 3. Ross with it, and it's Johnson picking him up. Gordon kicks to Augustine. Gordon a screen. Fournier for 3. The offensive rebound. Ross on the wing. From the arc. The 2nd effort. Rebound Andre Drummond. Drummond's got his 7th rebound here tonight. Kennard, the pass to Jackson. Here's Lure. Can't hit that one. Great D that time from Vucevic. Orlando's gone 1 of 5 from downtown in the first quarter. Points out there have been hard to come by. And Augustine kicks to Fournier. And it's sent back by Drummond. But they get it back. Here's Ross. And here comes Jackson leading the fast break. Took him no time at all on that one.
You love the balance from Reggie Jackson, generating more power in the catch and shoot.
Gordon with a screen on Jackson. And Augustine kicks to Vucevic. Lure against Gordon. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. And Aaron Gordon, the athletic Aaron Gordon, playing much of last season at the small forward position during Serge Ibaka's short-lived stint in Orlando.
Yeah, and while he was excited to stretch his skill set, pretty clear it was a bad fit, especially in today's NBA. Gordon is a power forward, period. The Magic invested the 4th pick on him in that 14 draft, and they have to give him minutes at his natural position as his game continues to evolve.
Free throw good, Gordon. So Orlando going with an almost entirely new group here. Spates checked in for Vucevic. Isaac comes in for Ross. Simmons checked in for Evan Fournier. And Shelvin Max subbed in for Augustine. And good on the second, so he makes them both. And last season, the final season for the Pistons, Smitty, playing at the Palace of Auburn Hills, as much as you love the new arena, it's always sad to say goodbye to an old friend. What was it like playing at the Palace of Auburn Hills, Steve, when you were in the game?
You know, I loved it because I'm from Detroit, the hometown, and those guys had that place rocking. It was state of the art when they first built it. But if you look right now, is because I'm a Detroit native, they're playing inside of Detroit. The pass is a pass, but it was a great pass.
Mack with the ball. Now Smith defending. And here's Gordon from outside. Good, and a nice assist from Mack. And that's now 9 points for Aaron Gordon. Smith outside. Right wing. Three-pointer. Rebound by the Magic.
Oh, you can tell he's frustrated to get that good of a look from three, and he didn't make it.
Pass to Isaac. Now here's Simmons. He's covered closely, and Simmons slams it in.
I'd say that shot is well within his range.
I would hope so. Smith outside. Drummond up top. Kicks it to Ennis. Floats one up. The putback. And Drummond is right there.
We will talk about feed the hot hand. That's what they're doing this quarter, which is why they've been able to maintain momentum.
Pass to Isaac. There's the feed to Spates. Good ball movement here by the Magic. Mack with the ball. Now Smith defending. Here's Gordon. Another field goal for him. 4 for 6 shooting tonight.
He's been locked in all quarter, really finding his rhythm.
Smith kicks to Galloway. Back to Smith. Here's Lure. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. Got a piece of it.
And you got to be careful around Isaac. His length is a problem for the opposition. He stifles shooters with that reach.
And the way we have kind of a positionless game now, Smitty, there is no part of the court, I mean any part of the court, which not one person cannot go to. I mean, a point guard can play any place. The big can go outside like you just talked about.
You're totally right. And now you've seen bigs shooting 2 or 3 feet behind the three-point line. And a lot of point guards starting to post up. It is definitely positionless basketball that we're seeing right now.
But fun to watch. Seeing those bigs shoot like that, wow, fun to watch. Now the free throw is good. Now leading by 1.
And really, Shelvin Mack is more than a perimeter scorer. He's a good distributor and a great teammate.
The Magic making a switch here. Aflalo's checked in, and the Pistons making a change here as well. Tolliver's checked in. And Mack drops them both. I think it's been a long rebuild for the Magic, but they really feel they've got a plan in place.
Well, you've heard the front office talking that they're going to win at least one championship by the year 2030. And I got to say, that's an interesting quote, to say the least. I mean, I have heard of a 5-year plan, but a 13-year plan, I guess you'd call that building for the long term.
Here's Galloway. Against Indiana, he was really on his game. 6 on the shot clock. Down low, Drummond, and 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact. It's going to be on Maurice Spates.
This is what happens when Drummond gets the ball in deep. Either he makes the shot, gets fouled, or sometimes both.
And watching Andre Drummond play, he's really just an old school type center. I mean, he eats up space in the middle and finishes plays in close. Not a skilled guy who can pull a defender away from the basket.
Shooting 2.
He misses the free throw. And with Drummond, he does play like towering centers of decades past.
Yeah, I mean, he isn't great at moving the ball around or hitting shots from range, but his size and athleticism are elite and one of the best rebounders in our game.
And he can't make the second free throw either. Missing both.
He entered the league with high expectation. Drummond made a lot of mistakes early, as one would expect. Now starting to come into his own.
Now here's Simmons. 9-point game his last outing. The kick out to Spates. It's deflected. It's stolen by Ennis. Out to the right wing. Fires from deep. Rebounded by Isaac. Orlando's gotten just 2 of 6 to fall from three-point range so far in the first. Passes to Matt. Feeds it to Simmons. Just 5 to shoot. No good that time. Now the Pistons take it the other way. They defeated Indiana in their last game.
And I know the defense wasn't great, but yet and still their ability to stay composed was impressive.
When things come too easy, it's easy to lose focus, but they held each other accountable and played hard.
It was clear that the defender wanted no part of that play after he exploded towards the bucket.
Drummond a screen. Here's Smith, and he connects on the jumper. The screen did the trick. Smith's got his first 2 points of the night.
Always a good sign for Smith. Getting the jumper to fall sets up other parts of his game.
He dishes it to Drummond. Off on the layup.
And they've come out with a take-no-prisoners approach on the glass here tonight, guys.
Offensive rebound.
Is it me, or does it just feel like he gets every rebound that comes up?
No, it's felt like that all game. He is just aggressive and finds ways to snag rebounds out of thin air sometimes.
About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Here's a Flalo. And Galloway pulls it down.
That was very tight defense. He tried to force the layup anyway. I think that was a questionable decision.
Now here is Smith. Drummond a screen. Here's Galloway. Yes, and it's Smith with the assist that time. Galloway has got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. Andre Drummond has been on display for Detroit. He made his mark in a big way on the boards in that quarter. We'll get right back to the action when we return. And Blake Griffin grew up playing the game alongside his older brother. His dad was his coach, and he credits his brother for inspiring him to work at his craft.
You know, watching him kind of go through the process of he started to get, recruited by college coaches, and then he, really took his game and became serious about it. And I watched his work ethic, and I watched how he, put the time in, the things he did, and that's kind of where I developed mine.
Well, talking about taking the right course, we know that the older brother of Blake Griffin, 3 years older, he played, as did Blake, for their dad Tommy in high school, and they were terrific high school players and 4-time state champions.
I mean, it always helps to have a big brother who's kind of been there and done that and can share those experiences with you. Doesn't hurt to have a dad also who was a pro player either, and also a college coach.
Now the second quarter getting ready to start up. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from Detroit?
I tell you what, that first quarter, you can see the game plan is a commitment to offensive rebounding.
That's their mindset, and these extra possessions have been converted into a lead.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. On the floor for Detroit, Griffin is out there with Anthony Tolliver. Then it's Ennis. Then there's Ish Smith. And it's Galloway in at the 2. All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, the Orlando Magic do have a stacked front court. They've got plenty of size. Head coach Frank Vogel said, in today's small ball NBA, we think we can beat the heck out of teams in the paint. But shooting has been a hindrance, and he conceded they might have to win some games, 68-65. Kevin?
Going against the grain, DA. Thank you. Just over a minute gone here in the second quarter. Here's Mack. And here is Spates. It's deflected, and they get it back. Here's Isaac outside for Simmons. Mack dishes to Spates. It's stolen by Smith. To the right side. Here's Ennis. That shot misses. Simmons with the defensive effort. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
One could argue that's a good shot, but maybe not the right shooter to take it.
Kept alive. Ennis misses.
Just tentative in the paint, lacking a little bit of confidence, allowed the defender to recover and contest that shot.
Mack with the ball. 9 points last game. Shot clock at 6. A follow. Rebound, Detroit. And here in the second quarter of action with a hair under 2.5 minutes played so far. Smith kicks to Griffin. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. And we all know Blake Griffin, Steve, is a scoring forward, but he has a very well-rounded game. Besides being an excellent ball handler, he is also one of the best passing bigs in the NBA.
I agree. He's done a nice job of improving in that area, being able to pass out of the post, pass off the dribble, has a great sense of timing, and could put a pass exactly where he wants. Last season, another that ended with an injury for Blake Griffin. Had to sit out the rest of the playoffs after hurting his toe early on. He just can't seem to stay healthy for the playoff and misses a lot of time during the season as well.
Catching up on the changes for Orlando. Vucevic checked in for Spates. Terrence Ross comes in for Simmons, and DJ Augustine subbed in for Mack. That one misses. Well, to say that Blake Griffin has had bad luck with injuries would be an understatement. Started his career off that way, and it's been really an issue ever since.
You know, it'll be something that teams can have to consider when he hit free agency as well. A healthy Griffin is a force to be reckoned with. Has a great all-around game, but just can't stay on the court when his team needs him the most.
Here's Griffin. Aaron Aflalo picking up that last basket. Here's Johnson. Detroit, no good that time either. The Magic trail by 3. Ross with it, and it's Johnson picking him up. Ross passes to Vucevic. There's the dish to Augustine. Happy to see that one go in for his second make in 5 attempts.
Yeah, love watching Isaac find the open teammate. Has great floor awareness out there and just knows when one of his guys has a clean look.
Now here's Jackson. He had 13 points in the win against Indiana. Griffin can't get it to go in.
I mean, you can see it. He's way out of sync. It's been this way all quarter for him.
That puts them in the lead. Ross has got his first 2 points.
Yeah, 3 consecutive field goals have come right at the rim. The D had better start buckling now.
Jackson kicks to Johnson. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. Steve, a lot of great guards out there in the NBA. Many of them will drag you down to the block. Which guards would you least like to go up against in the post?
I would say Dwayne Wade, because I've got a chance to play against him in the post. Some of the guys now you look at, Sean Livingston, Devin Booker is a sneak peek for me. They say he's a shooter, but you got to watch him down the low post. DeMar DeRozan can make a living down there. Those are the guys that stand out for me right now, Kevin.
Tough guys, tough players, you're right.
Take a break. 2 shots.
That free throw missing. And the bad boy Pistons, perhaps the greatest group this franchise has put together and also one of the most memorable in the history of the NBA. Smitty, you played against some of those guys. What was that like?
Well, first of all, Kevin, I got a chance to grow up in Detroit, watching these guys, being around them, being able to practice. I mean, they were a total tight group. They had some great characters in Lambeer and Rodman and Sally and Dumars and Isaiah and the microwave. But they played extremely hard, and obviously the style of play was defense, defense, rebound, and put you on your butt.
So it's the Pistons now, following the bucket by Orlando. Griffin sets the screen for Jackson. Pass to Griffin. Looking to end the run. Not going to go that time. Gordon with the defensive effort.
He's just gone stone cold this period, and it's bringing the rest of the team down.
He gets that one. Now it's a 5-point Magic lead.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
Griffin sets the screen for Jackson. He feeds it to Griffin. And jammed down, and he goes right on top of Aaron Gordon.
Blake leaves you speechless. His dunks are out of this world.
Augustine against Jackson. Left side, Gordon. And then Gordon with the dunk.
And he can do a lot more damage to the rim than that when he wants to.
Oh, you're right. And with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one. Here's Kennard. And it's Lure, top of the key. And it's Orlando with the rebound. Gordon's got 6 rebounds in the game. Fournier with the ball. Guarded now by Jackson. Stolen by Jackson. Oh, and here we go. Jackson, nobody back. And Jackson throws it down hard.
Hard to keep up with Reggie when he gets out in space. And on top of that, an excellent finisher.
Now Augustine. He's got 6. Left side, Gordon. And where have the shots been coming from tonight? Here's a look, broken down by paint, mid-range, and 3-point shot attempts so far for Orlando.
And they've pretty much ignored the corner 3 tonight. It's a useful shot to have. It really forces the D out wide and opens things up in the middle.
The free throw drops for Gordon.
And for the Magic, it's really been a musical chairs with their coaches. A lot of churning on the roster, but the pieces still have yet to gel. And honestly, it's been a mess.
Gordon hits both of them. Pistons trail by 5. Jackson kicks to Johnson. Back to Jackson. Floats one up. Goes back up. The pass to Kennard. Here's the 3. It's good. The assist this time from Jackson. Jackson's got 4 assists in the game.
That's the leadership they're looking for from Jackson. Staying patient, surveying the court, locates the open man.
Now here is Augustine. He's got 6. And they double up Gordon. Dishes it to Fournier. Here's Kennard. And a missed layup. And if you're running the Magic, Greg, what's the roadmap to contention?
Well, first and foremost, it's always going to have to start through the draft. I mean, you've got to be able to get core pieces there. And then you want to continue to add perimeter shooting and focus on developing your young talent based on the way the game is played today.
Here's Jackson. The Magic getting the bucket. He kicks it to Griffin. Over Gordon. That's good, and the Orlando lead is cut down to just 2 points with the bucket from Griffin.
You know, he had a hot start to this game. He's only gotten hotter. We'll see if the defense makes an adjustment.
And the basket by Gordon. Gordon's got 8 here in the quarter.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
Here's Jackson. Pulled the shot a little left, but the bounce goes his way.
Breakdown by the defense there. Jackson, a solid mid-range shooter. You like to push him out further.
A 3-pointer off the mark. Detroit's gone 3 of 7 tonight from 3-point territory. Here's Griffin, and jammed down, and he goes right on top of Aaron Gordon.
And talk about putting some extra on it. That dunk was way over the top.
Close game or not, he's going to finish firm when he gets the space. Now here's Ross. He's coming off a 13-point game against Miami. Here's Augustine, and it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. Now the NBA can be a superstitious place at times, Steve, with all the quirks and characters in the league. And when you played, What was the strangest game day ritual that you ever saw?
I think Harold Miner. He touched everything with his nose, his gym shoes, his wristbands, the basketballs at the free throw line, and everybody did. And I think for me, as I got older, it wasn't strange. It was out of necessity. I had to get in some kind of steam room and have all those hot pads wrapped around me just to get loose to play.
I like that story. I don't like Baby Jordan's story, though. Harold Miner, that doesn't work for me. I don't understand that one. And he sinks the second. And Detroit has possession. Jackson kicks to Griffin. Here's Lure. Foul on the play. Basket counts, so it'll be a three-point play chance.
And how about the perseverance offensively? I mean, following up the missed shot, and that results in second and third opportunities.
John Lord, not a player you usually think about twice, but he was a solid contributor. Not the greatest of defenders, but he will always give you effort. Mostly deployed as a stretch four.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
They throw good. Lure. And Lure, as you mentioned, Steve, becoming more and more of a stretch four. Not a great shooting season for him last season, but he does open things up for an offense.
Yeah, John gives you more than just his shooting. He also can create off the bounce a little bit. Solid passer for his size and position.
And now here's Johnson, the fast break chance. Gordon with the defensive effort. Here's Ross, and he dunks it in right on top of Stanley Johnson. Oh, brother.
He has size, but the first step of Terrence Ross is what makes him so good on the drive.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight. So for the Magic, Spates comes in for Vucevic, and Max subbed in for Augustine. Detroit also making some changes. Drummond's checked in for Griffin. James Ennis comes in for Johnson, and Langston Galloway subbed in for Kennard. That free throw good from Ross.
And when you look at what the Pistons have done, pretty clear this is a team that has a vision of who they want to be. Strong defensively, really good at rebounding the basketball, and I think deliberate and patient on the offensive side of the floor.
Jonathan Simmons is checked in for Orlando. Smith checked in for the Pistons. Kicks it to Galloway. Drummond with a screen on Fournier. Galloway. Terrific design on the pick play, and he lays it in. Galloway has got 5 points so far. And with the Pistons, this has been the identity the team has been aiming for under Stan Van Gundy. It's taken shape, but has yet, Greg, to produce big results.
I think it's because they've just always been one or two pieces short of making that next jump. I think the conference has gotten stronger, and while their best players are really good, I don't think they're quite at that elite level yet to allow this group to take that next step.
So it's Detroit now. After the Magic pick up 2. Shot clock at 3. Softly drops in the floater. 7 points in the game. Well, guys, this first half has been about as tightly contested as you could hope for.
There have been a lot of lead changes. My goodness.
Now here's Matt. Looking at his numbers, he's averaging about 6.5 points a game.
And the rebound battle split evenly thus far.
Galloway dishes to Smith. Pass to Ennis. Lure against Gordon. And Lure kicks to Drummond. 9 feet out, and the shot clock expires. 24-second violation. And as always, the mid part of the NBA season, quite a grueling part of the schedule. Right now, let's check out how the standings are shaping up in the East. You look at Detroit. They're fourth in the conference and looking to make a move the latter part of the season. And, of course, there's the Magic, 7 games back.
And I think for the Pistons, they were a team that no one knew quite what to make of entering the season. But as the years gone on, it's become clear they're legit contenders.
I think it's safe to say that, for sure, they found their identity this season, and their confidence has only been building as the season has gone on.
And when he gets himself into the right position, Drummond so powerful in terms of finishing at the rim. The only way to prevent that alley-oop is to keep him from getting to the launching pad in the first place.
The Pistons lead it. 1:02 left in the second quarter. Out to the wing. Drummond sets the screen for Ennis. Shoots a fader. Fresh 24 for the Pistons. And it's Drummond missing. A chance at a 2-for-1 if they want it.
If I'm them, I try it.
Here's a follow from 13 feet. It goes down. And the Magic lead by 1.
And boy, did he ever sell the pump fake. Worked to absolute perfection.
And stolen by Spates. And here we go with the Magic fast break. Here's Simmons. He made that one. Basket number 3 for him. He's also missed 2.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Here's Smith. Drummond the screen. Smith kicks to Galloway. Yes, and it's Smith with the assist that time. Smith's got 3 assists tonight.
And that's a good pass by Ish Smith. When he's in there, he does a great job of steering the drink for this offense.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Kevin, thanks. Nick, what changed as the first half continued?
We toughened up a little bit. They were getting a lot of easy points, a lot of points around the paint, around the basket, and we just started playing more aggressive, playing hard on defensive end, and that got us going offensively too. So we just got to keep doing that, play hard, and should be fine.
Keeping the paint tight is key. Thanks very much, Nick. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David, for that interview, and we'll see you back here after the break for third quarter basketball.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, everybody. It's the halftime show on 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson here with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. It was a closely contested first quarter for Orlando. They never dug too deep a hole for themselves in the first period. The most they trailed by was 5. Things finally started to click for them in the second quarter as they battled all the way back to tie this game up at the break. Shaq, what'd you think about the Magic?
They were really efficient, great approach offensively. Their shot selection was first rate. They were always working hard to get good looks. That can't change in the second half. They need to be just as well organized as they have been so far.
Over to Kenny. What'd you think about Detroit?
Efficiency, I think that's big. That's a key to success. You got to protect the basketball. You can't make those risky passes that lead to highlight film dunks. So I thought it was a great job.
And that will wrap up our halftime report, as it's just about time for the start of the second half.
And now the start of the second half. Neither side jumping out ahead through the first 2 quarters. A fantastic game from Aaron Gordon in this one.
What we saw in the first half, he has a nice mixture of moves down low, and they've been going to him.
He is reliable down there. Once he gets going, he is a machine.
The Pistons shooting for the game at 42%. The big men are Gordon and Vucevic. Augustine and Fournier are in the backcourt. And it's Ross in at the small forward position. So that's the lineup on the floor for the Magic. The feed to Augustine. The shot, no good. Griffin with some nice D. That's tipped. Now here's Ross. Passes it to Augustine. No good on the triple. And here comes Jackson leading the fast break. It's hauled in by Gordon. Gordon's got 9 rebounds in the game, getting it done. The 9-foot shot. The second chance effort. And Augustine kicks to Ross. Once again off the mark, Orlando.
Ugh, ugly start to the second half. They've missed their first 4. They've got to get on track.
Back to Griffin. Drummond the screen. Lobbed up there for Drummond. Oh, and they get in the way of the alley-oop. Not to be. Good play defensively. Here's Fournier. Makes it off the glass. Fournier's got the first basket of the second half. That one for the Magic.
And buckets like that have been hard to come by. Not the most exciting game. Both sides look way off in terms of their shooting.
You have to give credit to the defenses, protecting the rim, closing out hard. This one's been a grind.
Has this offense been running? I'm just getting tired of watching them.
Jackson against Augustine. Lets it go from 14.
I love the technique he uses, leveraging his position down low, then just using sheer size to snatch the rebound.
Ross on the wing. And denied. He sends it right off the glass. Here's Kennard. And good. Got the friendly bounce off the right side of the rim. Kennard's got 8 points.
Obviously, a mix-up defensively on that possession.
And Augustine kicks to Ross. Back to Augustine. Orlando moving the ball around. Fournier in the corner. Off target with his 3.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
Gordon. And Augustine kicks to Gordon. Good D by Drummond. The Pistons trailing. Augustine against Jackson. Feeds to Griffin. That's good, and it's Jackson with the assist that time. Jackson's got 6 assists now in the game.
The 2 big things that you want from a center are rebounding and defense. Drummond can provide both. One of the best rebounders in this league. Defense, though, it can be hit or miss at times.
Now, here's Fournier. He's got 9, and the shot is good. For Detroit, they've gone 2 of 7 from the field in the third. That leaves room for improvement, certainly. Here's Johnson. Orlando grabs the miss. Vucevic has got his 7th rebound here tonight. And certainly Drummond's such a force with his rebounding, Steve, as you mentioned. 2nd in the league last year, and the defense is coming along as well.
And as Coach said, he's improved playing away from the basket. Drummond has the athleticism to be an elite defender.
Here's Jackson. The Magic getting the bucket. Griffin goes in, and 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. It's going to be on Aaron Gordon.
I mean, when Blake is coming at you full speed, you have 2 choices, let him go or foul him.
These are his 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game.
Yeah, it's good to see him with this free throw percentage up over 80.
That's good from Blake Griffin.
He's incredibly difficult to guard, Blake Griffin. He's 6'10", 250-something pounds. He has size, but he also has quickness like a guard.
And that's good as he hits both of his shots. Orlando leading. And here's Augustine. He has 7. Ross passes to Vucevic. For 3, Fournier cans it from downtown. Fournier's got 7 now in this quarter.
Bad communication defensively. This is the last guy you want to leave open from there.
to the inside, and then Griffin with the dunk.
He is starting to feel it. Blake Griffin asking for the basketball.
It was beautiful the first time, but Under Armour showing us the replay of that tremendous alley-oop again. Another unleash chaos moment. Now here's Ross. 9 points in the game so far. Vucevic down low. Working on Drummond. Clock at 6. And it's sent back by Drummond. And now the Pistons fast break. Griffin with the ball. Here's Johnson. Vucevic with the rebound. Vucevic has got his 8th rebound here tonight.
And another miss. Ooh, he's having a really ugly game.
Yeah, about as ugly as you can have, you're right.
Boy, this is rough on him. He wants to help out the team, which is playing well otherwise, but his shot just isn't there.
Augustine with it. Here's Gordon, and it's Gordon finishing it off.
Extra on that one, fellas. Nobody's stopping that.
Not when he comes in there with that tomahawk. That's just too much force. So it's the Pistons now, following the bucket by Orlando. Pass to Kennard. Griffin a screen on Fournier. Johnson the screen. To the wing right side. Drummond in the post. Vucevic defending. And they'll turn it over. Could not get off a shot. 24-second violation. Isaacs checked in for Orlando. Flalo comes in for Terrence Ross. And a switcher also for Detroit. John Lure, he's checked in for Andre Drummond. Here's Fournier. And there's the foul on the shot. He'll go to the line for 2. And there's the foul against Detroit. And Evan Fournier out of France, an instinctive offensive player, Greg.
Yeah, favorite player growing up was Manu Ginobili, and you can see some similarities in their games. Fournier possesses long-range shooting, but also able to handle and put pressure on the D with the dribble.
Max checked in for Augustine. Then for the Pistons, Tolliver comes in for Johnson, and Langston Galloway subbed in for Kennard. So he gets them both. Pistons trail by 5. Here's Galloway. 10 points for him. He dishes it to Griffin. Shoots from 14. Another shot. It's hauled in by the Magic. Isaacs got 6 rebounds now in the game. Here's Mack. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up. And here's a look now at the shot chart showing the field goals attempted locations for Drummond.
Well, I think a big issue for him right now is his performance from the mid-range. Just nothing seems easy for him at the moment, and it's resulted in a lot of missed opportunities for himself and his team when he's taking that shot.
2 shots.
Free throw good, Mack. So for the Magic, Spates checked in for Vucevic, and Jonathan Simmons subbed in for Evan Fournier. Then for the Pistons, James Ennis comes in for Blake Griffin, and it's Ish Smith in for Jackson. Off on that one, so he goes 1 for 2 at the line. Pistons trail by 6. Smith outside. Here is Tolliver. He's guarded by a Flalo. Now Ennis. Here's Lure. So the whistle blows on the shot, and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
Really the right play defensively. If you can't block, force him to the line.
This is his 2nd trip to the free throw line. And he makes the first. drops them both.
That's a huge advantage, having a big guy who can shoot free throws like this.
Pass to Isaac. Foul on the play, basket counts, so it'll be a three-point play chance.
How about the concentration on that? Isaac able to absorb the contact and still finish with a difficult shot. And Jonathan Isaac, a 6'11" small forward out of Florida State. You know, we're seeing more and more players like this with the length of a center and the guard skills. You know, you think of KD, of Brandon Ingram, and now Isaac.
That's good from Isaac. And the story for Jonathan Isaac, as a sophomore in high school, Greg, he stood 6'3" and played guard. He hit a growth spurt, as you can see.
Yeah, and it makes a difference. I think what I notice most is that he's retained not just the perimeter skill, but also the fluidity. I mean, he's light on his feet and really moves well. Remember, there was another guy that was a point guard that had a nice growth spurt. I think his name was Anthony Davis.
Now here's Aflalo. Looking at his point production, he averages almost 8 points a game. Spates sets a screen. Takes it from 10. Outside for Simmons. There's the pick. It's stolen by Smith. Lets it go from 14. Smith missing again.
You know, I like the competitive fire, but he's still really out of sync.
And how about a look now at the first-year block leaders in the NBA? Here are the top rookie intimidators. You look at Isaac, 5th in the league and patrolling the paint.
And that ability to send shots away at the rim, so highly valued. It takes guts to put yourself in harm's way and contest those finishers.
Shooting 2.
First free throw is good. Well, you know that a Stan Van Gundy team is going to be a disciplined team, and the Pistons were no exception last season.
Totally true. This team doesn't foul or give up the ball easily. Minimal turnovers per possession, 2nd in the league. They close out well and they rebound well. Both signs of a team that has the fundamentals down.
Both good from the line that time.
And one difference this half is that when they get to the line, they're converting.
Pistons trail by 7. And here's Smith. There's the dish to Tolliver. Here's Galloway. Smith outside. 5 to shoot. Lure sets the pick for Smith. Spates with the block.
Great closeout by Spates. It can be tough to get the ball over his length.
And now a quick review at the numbers for Simmons. He's putting up 9 points a game, 3 rebounds, and 2 assists. And the numbers won't wow you, but I like the effort he brings to the table each and every night.
You need guys who understand their roles, carry them out without complaint. Everything he does is for the team.
Now here's Spates. 7-point game, the biggest lead in the game.
Well, first of all, you see the size that he brings. Maurice Spates was an interior player when he entered the league.
There's the screen. Galloway dishes to Tolliver. Back to Galloway. Tolliver kicks to Galloway. Smith on the wing, guarded by Spates. Smith drives in, shakes off the strong D and gets to the bucket for 2.
Quick first step. Smith blazing a trail on the drive. He's a tough guy to contain.
Follow the pass to Spates. Mack dishes to Simmons. Spates sets a screen. The 19-foot shot, and he tries off the glass, but it's no good. Pistons trail by 7. Smith kicks to Galloway. Lure a screen on Aflalo. Galloway, no good.
Yeah, blown opportunity after the two-man game creates a terrific look.
That's how it's drawn up. That is, everything but the finish.
It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. Nice jump shot from the top of the key. Galloway has got 12 in the game. Orlando leading by 5. There's a good screen. Here's Mack. Oh, and he plucks it off the glass. Wow. There's a minute 40 left in the third. But they recover it. Smith with it. Now guarded by Alflala. Smith the pass to Ennis. Smith kicks to Ennis. Back to Smith. The Pistons working the ball around now. Down low. Second shot opportunity. He lays it in. Smith's got 6 here in this quarter.
The defense slow to react that time. Smith makes them pay using his quickness.
Here's Mack. He can't get that one. Smith with some nice D. Pistons trail by 3. Ennis kicks to Galloway. He feeds it to Smith. There's the pass to Tolliver. The Pistons need to get off a shot here for the tie. The Pistons rebound.
And I just love how he's banging down low. His hard work will let them use some more of the clock here.
Orlando leading by 3. Here's Mack. And the basket is good. He has 5.
Well, you love the fearless, aggressive attitude. Doesn't let size matter.
The minute you back down, everyone can sense it. Then you're in trouble.
Now, here is Smith. 8 points for him. Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Dishes it to Lure. There's Galloway. This one for 3. No good. Shot missing. And that's going to do it for the third quarter. Magic lead by 5. 2K Sports back in a moment from the Amway Center. And now let's take a listen to Stan Van Gundy on a recent huddle.
It's got to turn right now. They can't play harder than us. They cannot. Come on.
An impassioned speech from Stan Van Gundy. He's the best, huh? Trying to fire up his players.
Yeah, and for them at this point, it's about want to. You can talk all day, but how bad do you want it?
All right, the fourth quarter of action getting underway. We've had a great one so far with both sides coming to play. On the court for the Pistons, the big men, Tolliver and Drummond. Then there's Ish Smith. Then it's Ennis, and it's Galloway in at the 2. Here's Galloway. Tolliver dishes to Drummond. Over Spates. And he gets that one to go off the front iron. And that's now 18 points for Drummond. Pass to Isaac. Spates sets a screen. There's a good screen. Augustine, no luck.
Coming down the stretch here, holding the lead. You like him to be more efficient offensively.
And it's sent back by Spates. Augustine against Smith. Isaac. And good. Coming in on the assist by DJ Augustine.
I tell you what, Isaac is determined when he gets it inside. Obviously, the strength not there yet, but the mindset and the will definitely on display.
They get it back, and that one's good. Drummond.
And you can just see by the way he fought for the putback that he still got a lot of gas in the tank.
Flat out effort play right there. The kind that can be the difference between a win and a loss.
And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
You know, Maurice Spates, the ultimate pick and pop big. He's good playing off guards with the basketball. Gets a lot of his scores from rolling or pretty much fading off screens. And he's one of the best at it with his timing.
So for the Magic, Vucevic checked in for Isaac. Ross comes in for Jonathan Simmons. And Evan Fournier subbed in for Aaron Aflalo. So Detroit going with an almost entire new group here. Griffin's checked in for Tolliver. Johnson comes in for Ennis. Kennard, he's checked in for Langston Galloway. And Reggie Jackson subbed in for Smith.
Another made free throw. He can get on these kinds of rolls. Great focus.
There's the pick. Jackson passes to Kennard. Griffin a screen on Augustine. Kennard. And the shot no good, a bit short. And for Spades, he added a three-point shot to his repertoire not too long ago, and it's made him an even greater threat as a big man. Steve playing away from the basket.
You know about Spades what I love? He comes in looking to score. Sometimes he's streaky, but when he's hot, he's hot.
And the combination of his quickness and soft touch around the rim really allows him to pull off shots like that. A lot of players don't have the reverse in their arsenal.
Now here's Jackson. Score the basket, his fifth of the game. He's missed 6 shots against those 5 makes.
Oh, great move there. That spin just dusted the defense.
Pick by Vucevic. The kick out to Speights. They double him with Drummond. So it's Detroit now. Pistons trail by 5. Outside Jackson. Johnson sets the screen for Drummond. Goes up and lays it nice and easy. Drummond's got 22. Magic have gone 2 of 3 from the field to get the 4th quarter started. And Augustine kicks to Ross. And Spades has it in the corner. Back to Ross. Poked loose. And here we go. The Pistons fast break. Good on that shot. And with that, the Magic lead is cut down to just 1 on the basket from Johnson. Vucevic. And Vucevic throws it down.
And he shows us all what the breakaway rim was invented for.
Can you believe he almost brought the whole thing down by hanging on that long? Here's Kennard. Drummond a screen. To the middle. The alley-oop layup. Very well done.
He's learning how to score in more ways. Andre now able to sustain offense rather than it being so sporadic.
And Augustine kicks to Fournier. Vucevic with it. Back to Fournier. 6 on the shot clock.
Shooting 2.
And he can't get the first one. Gordon's checked in for Maurice Speights. He hits the second from the line. You know, Stephen, I think of Stan Van Gundy, I think of versatile, because we all know he's the head coach of the Detroit Pistons, but he's in charge of all their personnel moves, too. This guy's got a lot on his plate.
Yeah, he does. I mean, when you start to look at it, he's wearing 2 hats. And one thing, he's doing a good job trying to run this organization from a management standpoint and also from a coach's standpoint. So far, so good for Stan.
And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. And he knocks down the first one.
It's interesting. No free throw attempts for him in the first half. He's finally pushing the action and reaping the reward.
And so Fournier nails both of them.
And right now at about 85% from the line, that's up from where it was in that first half.
Outside Jackson. Johnson outside. He kicks it to Griffin. Outside Jackson. Drummond the screen. Lobbed up there for Drummond. Nice catch and finish on the alley-oop.
Oh, Kevin, get a load of that one. Take that play and put it in the alley-oop textbook, boys.
Perfectly done. You're right. He put it on a platter for him. And Vucevic kicks to Fournier. Misses the three. For Detroit, they've gone 7 of 13 from the field here in the fourth. And there's Jackson on the assist by Griffin. And 12 points for Reggie Jackson.
And they've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
Now Augustine kicks it to Fournier. From deep. Rebound Andre Drummond. For Detroit, they've gone 8 of 14 from the floor here in the fourth quarter. Vucevic with the block. And it's out of bounds. The Pistons able to retain possession here. Here's Griffin. Johnson outside. He's looking for Drummond and finds him. That one falls coming off Johnson's feet. Drummond's got 12 points in just the second half. Orlando trailing here. Gordon with a screen on Griffin. Fournier dishes to Gordon. Knocked loose and stolen by Drummond. The feed to Jackson. To the paint. It's deflected. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Gordon.
Yeah, tremendous hustle just to get a hand on that one.
Reads the play, quick reaction, almost comes up with that steal.
Here's Jackson. Loses his man off the screen and lays it up and in. And it's a 4-point Piston lead.
The defense having to respect Jackson's outside game. That opened up things for him in the inside.
Here's Gordon. And nothing is falling for him right now. And, well, Detroit shooting 41% for the game. Johnson, the pass to Jackson.
Impeccable from the line since halftime.
And Reggie Jackson, the Boston College Eagle, when he is on the floor, you can see how he acts as a spark plug for his team. Steve, a very creative player whose big strength is getting things going on offense.
And wherever Reggie's been, he's been great in that role of catalyst. When he's injured, you can see how the offense changes. Very underrated as a playmaker in this league.
And the first one at the line is good. The last season for Reggie Jackson, he just couldn't get back to full strength. Missed a lot of time, Greg, as you know, with that injury to start the year. And even when he returned, his legs wouldn't cooperate and give him his usual burst and acceleration.
Yeah, and you could see it in Jackson's performance and really the numbers. Steep drop in production from what he had been putting up and very dependent on his burst. So hopefully he can avoid any leg troubles moving forward.
You know, he was the 24th pick in 2011. I think it's safe for us to say Jackson's outplayed that draft slot.
Now a timeout called by Orlando. And at this point of the game, getting a break here, important for the teams to regroup, and for the players, this is where you have a chance to get rehydrated with Gatorade. Get ready to play strong to finish off the game. A chance now to recognize our Jordan Player of the Game, Andre Drummond.
And, guys, he's been about as close to perfection as you can be. The intensity he's played with has been amazing. Just no let-up. And as fired up as he's been, he's never let his emotions get out of control.
And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, guys, during that last timeout, I listened to Frank Vogel talk to his team. And even though they're down, he was confident. He said, look, guys, I've got all the confidence in the world in you. We've been down this road before. You know what we need to do. Kevin, let's see if they can overcome this deficit.
It'll go, and the Detroit lead is cut down to just 4 points with a bucket from Vucevic. Drummond a screen. Jackson from long range. Second chance shot. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
No stranger to getting fouled. Drummond often one of the league leaders in free throw attempts per game.
And that one misses. And the second free throw, good.
And that one miss shouldn't be too costly because he was able to make it a 2-possession game.
The Magic trail by 5. And Augustine kicks to Fournier. Lays it up off the glass. Fournier's got 7 points for the quarter.
On the attack, he has that ability, trying to close this one out.
Yeah, and the rim protection, not there. You expect someone to at least come over and contest.
Now here's goal.
Oh, okay.
And guys, I don't know that this is the time for that kind of flair. In a close game, the important thing is to get the 2 points, not necessarily the dramatics.
Oh, come on. He had to go for that, didn't he? My goodness.
With a smile on Blake's face, it looks like he enjoys having contact before he shoots.
Gordon with the screen for Fournier. Down low, and then Gordon with the dunk.
Oh, and he went for the two-hander on the slam, using some muscle.
Some urgency from him there. Sure. The Pistons shooting and hitting almost everything here in the fourth, up around 58% from the field. Drummond with a screen on Ross. Ross against Johnson. Passes it to Griffin. Just 4 to shoot. High post try. They get it back. Drummond. Great D that time from Vucevic. Orlando's gotten off to an 0-for-2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. Here's Ross. And Ross with the slam.
What you like about the drive there from Ross is how he used his body to shield the ball and take the contact.
The Pistons trail it. Outside Jackson. Feeds to Griffin. Griffin a screen on Fournier. Drummond working against Vucevic, and it's Drummond missing. Orlando, they've gotten exactly 2/3 of their shots to find the bottom of the net here in the fourth, 8 of 12. Griffin with the steal. And now the Pistons, fast break. Jackson's got the ball. Here's Kennard. Rebound by the Magic. Vucevic has got double-digit rebounds now in the game. Some firepower from this offense tonight.
Yeah, they got a nice groove going right now offensively.
Now here is Augustine. Gets to the rim for 2 with the D all over him. And now a 3-point Orlando lead. Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
Jackson kicks to Griffin. And then Griffin with the dunk.
That's the kind of leadership you want from Blake Griffin, a guy who wants to take those big shots.
Jackson against Augustine. Picked by Vucevic. Here's Ross. That shot missing. Good D by Drummond. And here we go. The Pistons fast break. Johnson's got the ball. Jackson misses. The Magic shooting straight 49% from the field. Augustine against Jackson. Augustine dishes to Vucevic. Oh, and he pucks it off the glass. Wow. Jackson against Augustine. Griffin, no one around him. That's good, and it's Jackson with the assist that time.
This is where Blake has gotten so much better, punishing defenses that.
Whoa!
Beautiful, beautiful.
Boy, right down to the wire here. Still anyone's ball game.
Yeah, and after all the energy both sides have expended, both teams still hungry for the win.
It's deflected, and it's going to be out of bounds. The Pistons will retain possession. Outside Jackson. Pass to Johnson. Drummond sets the screen for Johnson. He dishes it to Griffin. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Griffin's got 8 here in the quarter.
These are moments in the game where Blake needs to step up, and he did.
Augustine against Johnson. Augustine passes to Ross.
Well, that is NBA level right there.
It's the way the game is supposed to be played. Guys competing at the highest level.
Now a timeout called by Detroit. They're trailing by 1. There's 45 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Here's Jackson. No good on that one. So Orlando will take it the other way. They'll be trying to take as much time off the clock as they can.
Exactly. Expect to see longer possessions from this point on.
Here's Kennard. Jackson kicks to Drummond. Nice ball movement by Detroit. The dish to Griffin. Outside for Jackson. Knocks down the 3.
That's what Jackson's doing right now. Supreme confidence in the clutch.
Time call here. The Magic decide to talk it over. They're trailing by 2. There's 18 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Guys, what do you think?
And it all comes down to this. Still enough time on the clock that they should be able to get a real good look.
A lot of time left, which should allow for a really good shot if they run the right play.
There's 18 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. Gordon dishes to Augustine. Fournier for 3. Misses the 3. And they commit an intentional foul. We'll see another one of those so they can get into the penalty.
Had to foul, and on that occasion to stop the clock. That's the enemy in this situation.
Now a timeout called by Detroit. They're up by 2. 6 seconds left to play here in the fourth. And an intentional foul right there. And the first of 2, no good. Heartbreaker. That's good. Going 1 of 2 from the line, and that makes it a 3-point lead. Time called here. The Magic decide to talk it over. They're behind by 3. 5 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Guys, your thoughts?
And with this much time, they should be able to draw up a play and get themselves a decent look from the three-point line. Still, the D is going to be waiting for it in a contested three. Never an easy shot.
Tries a three off the inbound. Right between the eyes. And oh, that was an enormous three-pointer. And that's going to do it for regulation. So we are headed to overtime. 2K Sports, back in a moment from the Amway Center. Well, if you love great competition and neck-and-neck basketball action, this one has been a great one. Overtime number 1, getting going right now.
Boys, nice and high.
So Detroit will get the first possession. And so they have the first opportunity on offense right here as we begin overtime. Courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineup for us now in overtime. And so in the game for the Magic, Fournier and Ross, they're the wings. The big men are Gordon and Vucevic. And it's Augustine in at the point. Here's Jackson, following the score by Aaron Gordon. Jackson kicks to Johnson. He feeds it to Drummond. To the paint. Here's Griffin. That one off the back iron and out.
Well, this is what happens when you're a threat down low. You attract a lot of defensive attention.
Ross, that's good.
They're doing a really good job of getting the ball inside and attacking the paint. That's an area they have completely dominated.
Johnson the screen. Outside Jackson to the left wing. Here's Griffin. Again, Griffin missing.
He likes to work that in-between area, upset with himself that he couldn't connect.
Fournier's shot is off. Pistons trail by 4. Now the pass to Kennard. Back to Griffin. Johnson the screen. Griffin passes to Jackson. Shot's good. Griffin making the play. Jackson's got 22.
And you're seeing it with Jackson tonight. When he gets in a real rhythm, man, he can light up the scoreboard.
And Augustine kicks to Fournier. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. Andre Drummond picks one up.
Two shots.
The first free throw is good. And so Fournier nails both of them. Pistons trail by 4. Around 2 minutes into overtime now. It's been a good one. Here's Drummond. Misses off the right iron.
I didn't see that miss coming. I mean, he's usually been money from that range.
And Augustine kicks to Gordon. Cross in the corner. Goes back up, and Griffin sends it back.
Griffin has great timing. That's the reason why he blocked that shot.
Here's Kennard. Basket is good. The assist from Johnson. The Magic have gone 2 of 5 on shot attempts since the end of regulation. And Fournier kicks to Vucevic. Bank shot, no good. The Pistons shooting a mediocre 41% in this one. Here's Johnson. He nails it, and we're tied up.
Unbelievable basket. I mean, giving up a lot of height there, but he was not to be denied.
That's getting it done. He's turning it up a notch now that things are getting heated.
Now here's Ross. Gets to the rim for two with the D all over him. Ross has got 4 points in the quarter.
Ross didn't seem bothered at all by the contact there. Nice finish.
Jackson kicks to Griffin. Lobbed up there for Drummond. No good. The Magic have gone a shade under 50% from the floor here in overtime. They've hit 3 of 7. Offensive rebound. Goes back up. And it's sent back by Drummond. Three-pointer Augustine. Andre Drummond grabs the miss. And, well, Detroit shooting the ball at 43% from the field in OT. And it's in there. Griffin's got it all tied up now for the Pistons.
And he runs the floor with a purpose that time. Excellent play.
You know what? And a late reaction by the transition D takes it himself uncontested.
Oh, and he went for the two-hander on the slam using some muscle.
Some urgency from him there. Sure. To the paint and stolen by Gordon. Here's Ross. No good that time. And the Pistons now going the other way. Jackson kicks to Johnson. The Pistons working the ball around now. Griffin passes to Kennard. 5 on the clock. Drummond the screen. Off the screen. It's in! And tie game. That is a huge basket right there.
What a shot over the bigger defender. That could prove to be a massive bucket.
That's coming up big in the clutch. Rising up and burying it.
And here they go. Sinks it.
This is what the team needs from Jackson. Leadership when the game heats up.
On offense, here are the Magic. Augustine dishes to Ross. Back to Augustine. Pass to Vucevic. Yes!
And that's what we're used to him doing, but he really just hasn't had that typical impact offensively. If they keep getting him touches, this game won't be tied for long.
Now a timeout called by Detroit. Augustine against Jackson. Dishes it to Drummond. Kennard, the pass to Griffin. Over Gordon. It's good!
And just carrying over from his last game. Completely dialed in. You can sense his confidence.
I totally agree. Heat check after heat check. He realizes, man, I'm still hot.
For 3, Ross. Oh, that shot had a chance, but no good. And so it's the Pistons who come out on top here. And they had some nervous moments down the stretch, but things finally came together for them in overtime.
Yeah, probably didn't anticipate that this one would be that close down the wire, but give them credit. They were able to regroup in that overtime, and this win has to feel satisfying.
And that'll do it, folks. For David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and Steve Smith, and the rest of our terrific 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Have a great evening.